Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for June 10th through the 16th, 2024. So, as we begin this weekly reading, I'd like to first of all thank everyone who's returning and to also welcome anyone who's new to the channel and our community. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you have subscribed and select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. If during the course of this video you would like to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And if you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can select my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. Now, just a few announcements concerning the channel. So, one, at the time that I'm recording this video, I have not yet published, but by the time you see this video, the 12 angel scopes for the different zodiac signs would have been published on Thursday. And so those are going to be going out. I think what I'm going to have to do for this summertime, because it's just so hot, and I don't want to record it like I'm recording with a fan, but I don't want to record with the AC because it may make too much noise. I've had to do it in the past, but it I don't know if it's just getting older, but the heat was just this week. I don't know if I'm just having problems adjusting to the heat or not. But it's just sort of weaken my energy. So I'm probably going to have to postpone the rest of them for the summer until the fall, when the weather's more conducive for me to get them done. I don't know what's going on with me energetically right now, but it's just really exhausting to get through. So it just seems like it's the heat, and it might happen. It might just be this month, and I'm just adjusting to the change in weather. But anyway, I'm sorry for whatever might be going on with me around that, but in my energy, health, but it's just something that I think that I might need to do, maybe moving forward. And I will be just taking sort of a break next week with the daily card messages. So just so you'll be aware of that as well. Now, if you haven't seen the general monthly angel reading, I'm going to post that link as the first link that you will see in the description area beneath this video. So make sure that you check that out. And now let's go ahead and sort of tune into this week. And by doing so, take a deep breath. So just one thing before I begin, the cards that I laid down, again, I've been noticing this pattern where my hand is moved to place them down. And so this week they were placed in reverse order. So I've kind of taken this to mean that our focus needs to be sort of more, our awareness needs to be more on the internal aspect of things. So no matter what's going on around you, really sort of make that connection from within, your internal perspective. Whereas the other way, the focus is probably on the external, in the week, and but they were showing me my symbol. When I see the phallic symbol, this is my sign for manifestation. And it's also sort of, the phallic symbol is lay in front of the tree trunk. So the tree trunk is my symbol on the tree itself for our connection to our higher self and source, the higher frequencies. And so, it's about making sure that we're really grounded into that alignment with our mission and purpose with the earth and our I am presence. So this gives me a sense then, that many of you might be experiencing some manifestations in your ascension process. So that's how the phallic symbol is my symbol for manifestation. And so be aware of the internal transformation and expansion of your spiritual connection. So this might affect you in ways where you just like, so I'll give an example. Like, it just might be that certain things in your life, your skills or your talents, just become more integrated with your intuition, and therefore you might notice an expansion, or that things are just flowing more in the way that you've hoped for. So it might just kind of show up as a breakthrough in something that you've been struggling with, or it might feel like, I'm just seeing the word release, depending on what this circumstance is. So just be very much aware that it's like a coming into your own is the best way to describe it. And it's like you're coming into your own. It's like you're ready to receive the some of the elements of what you've been asking for or praying for. The true you, or the reality that you always felt was the one that you should be living or you deserve, you might start to feel as though elements of that are showing up for the first time. That you've been going by faith for so long without being able to see, but just having a sense and a great faith that something like this might occur for you, but now you're getting just remnants of it. And those remnants just give you so much hope. It gives you a sense of great release and relief. Like, I've been struggling for years with my voice. And basically this one thing of, the high notes. And all of a sudden in this week, this experience in my body that occurred allowed me to just realize it in the way that I'd always imagined it. And it's something that I'm going to have to really, like, when something like this happens, then you have to, and it may just be with this, but the body is very, with the voice, your instrument doesn't have the keys and everything sort of carved out for you, right? So it's really, you have to be aware when something happens, and at the same time, you want to be able to repeat it, but you don't want to force it, because then it'll just create, another problem. So although I'm able to, let's say, so for lack of a better word, play with this and kind of have success with it repeating it, I still um, have a ways to go before it becomes an automatic process. So this is just to give you an example, because I want you to be very much aware of the potential of a shift can sometimes be subtle, and it's everything you wanted, but it still is something that you have to invest through your practice in order for it to become fully who you are. And so in that stage is like, for the first time I'm saying, oh, this is what I've been aiming for all this time. And for the first time I feel like now I know where like if I have to keep working and building to build this, then this is amazing, because now at least it's tangible. Before it was just it was a fantasy, really, like this something that only I could imagine, not something I could specifically experience. And it gives you that little, it gives you the most amazing and incredible confidence. And so I'm just trying to describe to you how this is, but so that you are realistically present for it. And I don't mean to use that word realistic to say, like, don't get your hopes up or don't go overboard. No, that's not what I mean at all. It's just that each of us has our own sort of challenge with receiving our heart's desire. Some of us reject it or deny it or ignore it, or will just create this total disbelief. And some of us will grab the bull by its horns and then, and overexert the situation. And it's just so many variations of this. And so I'm just trying to give you just as a realistic picture so that you all feel safe to embrace and to enjoy what might possibly unfold for you. But I definitely think it's not going to be something that you will not get, because it's quite possibly, like me, it's been something that it's been a good, although it's been a struggle and many times painful and many times extremely discouraging, but it's always been the most bright light of experience that you could ever hope for. And I think because of that, you will recognize it. I just don't know specifically for every one of you how that's going to pan out and what it is, but you will know. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with in this week and what message. So let's see, Archangel Jophiel. And Archangel Jophiel is in charge of the crown chakra. And as you can see, his color is a pale crystal yellow. So that the crown chakra in the fifth dimensional crown chakra is a pale crystal yellow. Now, I know some of you have probably experienced it, some of you may not have, but your crown chakra is known as this part you do know, the 1,000-petal lotus, right? What it really means symbolically is that your crown chakra is sort of like the universal switchboard to everything in the universe. Like the hairs on your head, can't be numbered, right? And there's no it is not, well, let's put it, what am I trying to say? It is on purpose. That's, or that the hair, that we have hair, our hair on our head, and it is sort of our everyone's shining glory. Yeah, I lost mine. I'm bald now, but it is the fact that all of the hairs, the connections, the strands, this aspect of you is able to connect, tune in like a switchboard to anything in the universe. But in truth, not just from that place, but from any place within us, our energy is probably also like strands of energy that can connect in and tune in. And that is how we are able to vibe situations. So this clear knowing, the claircognizance, the crown chakra. And this is the archangel of wisdom. Now, when we generally think about wisdom, we think about the perfect words for the perfect moment or for the perfect occasion. But wisdom is also this transcendent knowledge and understanding. It's that aspect of us that keeps reaching for something higher, for something purer, for something better, something more deserving, and something that will be of great service to many. In this week, that wisdom is sort of coming through. And it's because the crown chakra, you're connecting into the network, the universal network. This wisdom may not just always come as words that are spoken. It may come as vibration. It may come as healing. It may come as knowledge. It may come, as it did for me, as like my body's wisdom, wherein for the first time, my tongue, and I felt this release in space in my jaw that I'd never imagined. If I had, I would have accessed it sooner. And that was like my body's wisdom. Or it may come as ideas, thoughts, which is directly related, but we often just think of thoughts or ideas, anything that does with them, that has to do with the mind. But your mind, your thoughts, wisdom. So in our ego imagination, mind rather, it's criticism. In our higher mind, it's wisdom. And they have very different effects. But the wisdom doesn't interfere, but it does intervene at the moment that you are ready, that you are receptive, or that the divine timing has declared for you. And I feel that this is the way that this will occur. It's just the time, the divine timing that has been declared for you. Now, I was just having this thought, and I don't know if it's going to make any sense, and if I can get it out before the reading, when I was meditating, and it's slipping away from me to even remember to tell it to you. So these new thoughts are hard to keep. Gone. Okay, it may come back. Yeah, fleeting. I'll let it come back if it's supposed to come back. It was about destiny. and about free will. And the idea was, we all are so focused on destiny or fate, as if we have no choice. They're just things that are going to happen. In this moment, I'm feeling it's a little bit of everything, because all possibilities are possible, right? However, our free will, it's not a gimmick. The universe didn't create it just to, pacify us and make us think we had it. It's real. And even if something has been fated only because your soul, or I am present, which is still you, it's the highest and most expanded version of you. It's where the wisdom comes from. It's the wise you, the all-knowing wise you. So still, it's your choice, still free will. If they've chosen, if you, I'm going to put it that way, the higher you, the the you are, your ego, if you have chosen for something to be like a contract, to be fated to happen, because you wanted to work through this particular lesson or this curriculum, your personality, your ego personality, still has the choice about how it will deal with it, how it will approach it. And there is room and a lot of power at each level. Because if I choose from my personality, ego, to embrace this to the best of my ability, this expands a lot of room for healing and divine intervention in a way that still honors the contract until it's finished. So this is not what I was thinking in my head. So this has gone somewhere else, but that's good. Truth. Wisdom, right? But mostly outside of that kind of thing, the soul contract, you are in the driver's seat. All of the yous, never separated. And based on what you choose, how you choose to walk through a door of opportunity, because every door is an opportunity. Like that saying from the Bible, there are many, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. And I've had the privilege of a couple of times of seeing this in my own symbolic way, that they show me things. And I was trying to describe it in one of the zodiac readings. What I was seeing was if I was standing in one of those rooms, but this room is just, like Gothic archways. There's no real wall. There's just archway next to the 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 next. And then when you look through and you step into another one, it'll always be this way. So that's where the many, 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 all the choices, all the options. However, in the vision, I could only see this one room and all the doors. And beyond it was this scenery that was placed there. Beautiful nature scenery. Because the idea is there are no negative or bad options available to you. The universe is neutral. when you step through based on what you're carrying in your soul, in your heart, rather, in your mind, in your ego self, you carry that. And that scene will become, when you step into that space, that scene will become what you are projecting. So the making the powerful decision to choose wisely, to clear or clarify any misunderstandings or misrepresentations or misinterpretations of any lesson, let's just say classroom, that you're currently in, before you step out into another doorway, through the doorway into another classroom, so that you don't taint the new one with the old. But this is the power of choice, of our free will, that we cannot ignore. And we have to call on and rely upon our inner wisdom. Talk to this inner wisdom. Now, I'm going to tell you the most powerful thing that's ever been suggested is to talk more to your I am presence, or your monad, as it's known, or your mother, father, God, or your mother, father, light, to connect in with them and really talk to them when you get up in the morning about any problems, so that you start to receive that wisdom and that guidance from the highest point, a version of you that exists. And it's life-changing. Life-changing for sure. And we were talking about holding a space and all that previously. So make sure that before you enter, and this could be somebody else's drama, an event or another situation, make sure you hold space for yourself and are clear from that inner wisdom whether this is for you to take part of or not. And, when they say use information for the highest good, this means everything. Don't categorize things into good, bad, right, wrong. Just see it as information, and then distill that information within the inner light of your soul. And listen for the guidance you receive or the perspective that you receive. Because the way that this transformation, internal transformation, is happening for you is because finally, whatever you were struggling with, the universe was cultivating its wisdom. Like, it's almost like harvesting. It was harvesting the wisdom from everything that you've been working with, and everything's been working against you on whatever that is that unfolds for you finally. It's been taking all that information and gathering the wisdom and placing that wisdom for wherever you need it, whether it's in your body or in the midst of a relationship or in the midst of or through your skills, however it's blossoming open for you. That's the same process that you can do for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop and trust that you get me a little bit. So we have the Two of Swords as we start out the beginning of the week. And this is that feeling of being caught between, or just sort of stuck in your thoughts, an impasse, an inability to move forward because just not willing to be free and at peace. And when you're at an impasse, you have to ask yourself, or do I deserve to be free? Do I want to be free? And what choices can I make that will allow me to be free? If I can't get past the situation, then do I let it go in order to be free? Well, the same questions for peace. You have to know that you deserve it and what you need to do in the situation to retain these qualities. Because if you entangle yourself, then you forget what it's like to have peace. Because what you will have instead is anxiety or something else. Same with freedom. If you don't allow yourself to be free, it's a choice. We don't have to butt heads with anything. But when we choose to be entangled in something, and we keep doing it, and we keep making it a practice in our lives, we don't know what it's like anymore to be free. Just like we don't know what it's like to be able to trust ourselves or to trust someone else. Again, if you're waiting to be able to trust someone else, then you'll be waiting forever. Because the only way that you can build or discover trust in your life experiences is that you have to make choices that are best for you, because that's trusting. That's a show of trust in yourself to govern your life in a way that brings about these qualities of freedom and peace and love, etc. We have to think about what are the decisions that we're making. It's not about everybody else, but it's about decisions that we make that create a practice that tarnish the very things that we want most in life, like love or happiness. They seem like they're fleeting and we can never get a grasp on them, because the way we are practicing the ritual, the way we live our lives, the choices that we make that go against the heart create this effect. And so you always see either the eyes closed or blindfold, because you need to go within to the inner wisdom, meaning the outer reality doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what was going on out there. None of that. It's an illusion. You should be, and I know I'm saying that like sort of blanketly, but if you get where I'm going, it's the only truth, the way that truth and reality exists outside of you is based on how you cultivate it within you. So this card, the Devil card, highlights attachment, almost like an addiction. Like there's something you can't let go of, and you know it's wrong. It's making you miserable, but you can't detach yourself from it. And when you do, you go right back to it. It's like if somebody's treating you, badly, and you struggle, and me, At least that's what I would tell you. But I know I am kind of like this. I think it's that my Scorpio moon, I will, what, like, that's it. Once you do something, that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna cut that cord, meaning I'm cutting you off. Loving you from a distance. I gotta do my healing. I know in that moment I gotta do my work. I gotta do my healing, and I need my time to get back on track. I cannot do that with the situation that is the problem. But I've seen people go right back into a relationship or back into a situation or job or something that's unhealthy because, or they can't let go of this thing because they don't realize they're addicted to it. Meaning, what you are blaming the other people around you, but what you don't realize is you have to ask yourself this question: why do I need this drama in my life? Not like you don't know. It's that you have to answer it. What are you getting out of this? It's being, because, and I'm telling you, it's like simple stuff, not like as in simple, but it's like, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be, it's all ego, it's all pride. I don't want to be the one who was bested. I don't want to be the one that was told to get out. Or, you know, I don't want everybody to think I was a fool and I didn't know what I was doing. Like, if you're in an investment of some sort and you don't get out of it because you're thinking, well, I told everybody blah 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 blah. No. Just like when I was teaching, if I created a lesson plan, and because I knew I could teach anything, if I walked into a classroom and I could just do it, I could find something to give them. So I wouldn't get all like upset if this is not going well. No, I know I can't continue this. I would just say, put it aside. We're going to do something else. And then I do whatever. You don't, when you see something is it's not going to be beneficial, you just don't keep trying to plow through it. So it's that kind of thing. What is holding you back? This might be something that becomes very clear to you. But the choice is simple. Whatever gives you balance, restores your peace of mind, and allows you to be free of it, free of that which is no longer serving you. And this is not something, even though the situation might be new, like let's just say, and this is a terrible example, but let's just say you're at your job and this person you always get along, and all of a sudden for the first time you have an impasse. It's not about that person and you. It's about whatever the situation that caused the impasse and the pattern that you have continuously kept sort of colliding with. That's what you have to say to yourself: why am I creating this? Why do I need it? What is it doing for me? Because things like this all erode the qualities that you believe creates a fulfilling life, the practice of them. And by letting them go, and at first it's just going to feel like really wrong, like you're just going to end up being the biggest loser on the other end of the rope. That's true, because you don't have anything else to replace it with. You don't have a forward plan. You don't have an idea of what else you could be doing with your energy, time, and resources. You've never thought about that yet. That's how you keep going back to this thing. because it's like a power grab. You know, you don't have an option. You haven't ever thought of a sort of escape route for this kind of patterning, and so you go back into that one, no matter what. But if you come up with a new vision for yourself of the way you can spend your time and your energy and your resources, then that's where all of your choices, where all of your attention will go, and where all of your choices will be created around that point of attraction. Okay, now we have the Fool card. In the vein of what I was saying, the Fool is not afraid. First of all, he's never looking back. You need noticing the pattern and looking back are two different things. All we need to really heal, to move forward, is to notice. And from what we notice, we create something new. Let that call you forward. Let what you notice call you forward into something better, different, new. And don't be afraid of that challenge. Like I said, at first, you're not going to know what the hell to do. Even if I told you what I just told you, it's going to take you a while to figure it out because you're wired to this other. But attention, awareness starts to make those wires become deficient, and they start to fall away, and you lose interest in that lifestyle, that pattern. Why is all of this unfolding for us? Because the ascension process, we are getting down now to the nuts and bolts of the ego. And our understanding of the power that was given to us through free will. You are the creator of your reality. And you are ready to truly understand that. And you are ready to put down those old tools and old machines of fear and to start tinkering with the new. You are ready, you are open, you are receptive. And the sign of these things that are starting to heal within you, starting to let go naturally, the wisdom that is settling into your being, every cell in your body and every fiber. This sensation, this awareness, because it will impact on so many different levels. This is you being called to leave that where you stood once and to step into the unknown of all that you can be without your limitations. It will feel, and I hope the understanding will give you the feeling, oh, like this is just a garment, a very elaborate and intricate and complicated, but I can just take it off and start doing something new. But when you take it off, you got to create something new, something that works, that keeps giving you freedom and peace and the qualities that you decide. Once you decide upon the qualities that you think are missing from your awareness based on the things that you've been creating, then you can create this new opportunities for yourself. And when you do that, you step through those doorways to what seems like verdant meadows and sunshine that still has mountains, still has rocks, but overall is beautiful. There's still things, creatures that we don't like, some things that frighten us. But when you look at the whole picture, it's still beautiful. And you can do that for yourself now by just recognizing what it is that you've been doing. That's just the patterns that you keep repeating. And through the practice of it, they keep creating, projecting a certain reality to you. But you are free and at peace at the core of who you are. Now let's take a look. So we have the card from the bottom is the Hierophant. And it's really now, pay attention to the signs. You know, the Hierophant is able to translate so that wisdom. The Hierophant sees all the signs and as information through clear observation, meditation, inner reflection, interaction, and experiences. And he makes sense of it all from that higher plane. As you can see those stars, the cosmic energy flowing through his crown chakra. And these cards may look intense, but this card is showing you that you've got this. You're ready to master the changes that the world is constantly moving within. We're in a world of flux, of change. And it's so, if you think about change and flux, what is that? Freedom. It's freedom because nothing is settling. Nothing remains the same. Nothing is stagnant. Everything is able to move. Now, if we're moving in a world that is of change, then there's no reason for any of us to feel or to experience being stuck. It's a choice. It's a choice that we have to put a lot of effort into because the world is really always changing. All of the elements are working together to create that change. And the biggest lesson here is that you are ready to align with it. And in that change will come through all of your desires, that change, inner change within you. Okay. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings and have a beautiful week. God bless you.